We have got this small topology, a router, a PC, a switch. The very first lab in our CCNA. First, let me go and give IP address to this PC. Just click on this PC and go to desktop. Don't do now, just focus on the class. This is what. See, I repeat. When you just click once on the PC, you get these pages. Click on this first one. And if you don't see this, if you see something like this, click on desktop. Under desktop, click on IP config and type here 10.0.0.1. And when you press the tab button, it fills the subnet mask. The right subnet mask is 255.0.0.0. You see, 255.0.0.0. And then the gateway is 10.0.0.10. That's all. And don't close on the top. I repeat, don't close on this top. Close here. Close here. And then go to command prompt. In the command prompt, type this command ipconfig. This is to verify the configured IP address, subnet mask, and the gateway. You got it? Is there any question? No questions. Nice. Now, on the PC side, we have finished configuring. Now let's go to the other side, the router side. Same way, just click once the router and position it nicely so that we can have more page to type. Okay. Now, when this asks a question like this, when the router asks a question like this, you should type no here. When you type no, you will come here. Let me show you again. Restart the router, off the router, on the router. Okay, it is loading. You see, it's loading. The operating system name is ISR 4300 Universal. That's the operating system. It is loading from my flash memory. Okay, you see, if you are configuring this router for the first time, you will be asked with this question. Would you like to enter initial configuration dialog? Yes or no? We have to say no only. Okay, don't say yes. What if I say yes? If you say yes, then it is going to do the initial configuration. It is going to allow you to do the initial configuration using dialogues. You see, you want to know, very urgently, you want to know how much is your account balance. So you call the HDFC or any bank. Only one thing you want to know. What is that? How much is your account balance? Will you be able to get the information immediately? No. It'll ask you, what is your customer ID? You have to say. What is your email address? You have to say. What is your phone number? You have to say. See, that is called dialog box, dialog mode. You need to answer many questions. And one of the questions will be to check account balance. Do this. Press 1 to confirm. See, that is very headache, no? You cannot go and do straight away what you want if it is dialogue based. If it is dialogue based, you have to wait, answer all the questions till you reach your question that you want to know. Let me show you once by typing yes. It's loading again. See, I want to give name to the router. I want to give name as router 1. router A. I want to name the router as router A. But you see, if I say yes, it is asking, would you like to enter the management setup? Again, I do not know what to type, or let's say I type yes. Now it's saying, okay, give me the name of the router. Would you like to have different name? It says, if you don't give a name, this will be the name. But luckily, this is the first question. But is this the first question? Do you see a question to set IP address? No, you don't see a question to configure IP address. Let's see the the number, the question to configure IP address on the interface. Now I'm going to say I want to name it as router A. Enable password, enter enable password. See, it's forcing me to enter a password. You have to set a password. I do not want, but what to do? Because you choose the dialog based, you have to enter some password. I'm going to say Cisco. Enter enable password. Cisco. You cannot escape. If you don't want to configure this, you have no option. You have to enter. Uh, enter enable different password. Okay. Cisco 123. Enter terminal password. Oh, see how many questions it is asking. Cisco 1234. No. Now it shows all the interface and they don't have any IP address. Enter the interface connection. Yes. What? See, this is headache. That's why we don't say yes. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now say no and show you how easy to use the router by saying no. When you say no, you have the control. The router is not going to control you by asking question. You will have control over the router. You can go directly where you want to go and what to configure, you can configure. You see, I'm going to say no, and I'll show you how easy to configure an interface with IP address. IP address 10.0.10.0.0.10.255. Now you see, show IP interface brief. You see, I have already assigned IP address. It was not torturing me asking question. I didn't even change the name of the router. I can configure what exactly I want to configure straight, not going through some steps of questions and answers. But to do this, you might have noticed I used few commands to come here. Here I have typed a command called enable, and then configure terminal, and then interface G000, and then I said use no shutdown, and then I put IP address. So what I'm trying to say here is the reason for asking this question in the beginning, would you like to do the initial configuration using dialog, yes or no, is if you are a expert, if you have undergone training like this, then you can type no. If you have not gone through the training, you simply say yes. Why? Because there is no need to put any commands. In dialog box, in dialog method, is there any need for typing commands? No. It's going to ask you some question and you're going to answer. In that way, you configure the router. But we have come here not to use dialog box. We want to learn commands. We want to do quickly. Going straight to the place what we want to configure, for that we need commands. We need to learn commands. Today, we are going to learn some basic commands, which we will be always using whenever you do the lab by typing no. Okay. So the other advantage of typing no is, first advantage is very fast you can configure, because you are not going to configure all unwanted thing. You will go straight to the place where you want to configure and what you want to configure. Second thing is, you will have more options to configure than configuring through a dialog box. See, with questions in dialog box, you will not be asked to configure all the advanced thing. The questions are not there available to do advanced configurations. But by typing no, you can go straight to where and what to configure, and you can configure. And not only that, you can also configure advanced thing. Yeah, that is why, if you go to bank ATM, only few questions it is dialogue based. You put the ATM card and it is asking you to maybe enter the PIN. That is dialogue. You have to enter, otherwise it won't go to the next one. And then it may ask savings or current account. And then it takes you to the menu. Now in the menu, you can choose whatever you want. You may like to do a transaction. You may like to withdraw some money. You may like to change the PIN. That is no more dialogue based. You got full of icons and whatever you want, you click. Typing no is same like that. Typing no is, you can go inside and do whatever you want to do. We cannot have the dialogue for every single feature. Yeah. So you type no. As soon as you type no, you are inside this prompt, greater than symbol prompt. Greater than symbol prompt. This prompt is called as user mode. What mode it is? User mode. For your reference, I'm writing here. This greater than symbol, what mode? User mode. Right? Don't forget. Now, you don't type user mode. Just for your reference, I was doing that. Now, in the user mode, you cannot configure anything. Then why do we have this mode? You can type few commands to do few verification, not all verification, because commands won't be available for all verification. Very few commands. What are the commands? Put question mark and you will see only this much commands are supported in this mode. Put question mark. I just put question mark and I see all the supported commands. In that, there is one command called enable. This is to turn on the privilege mode, meaning if you want to go to the next mode where you have more options. In this user mode, you have only this much option. But if you want to have more options, you need to go to privileged mode. That's the next mode. If you want to go to next mode, this is the command that you need to type. You see how friendly it is. Even if you forget the command, put question mark and try to recall. Or if you don't know how to recall, no problem. Read line by line. It says to go to privilege mode, this is the command you should type. So I'm in user mode. If I want to privilege mode, if I want to go to privilege mode, which is the next mode, even if I don't know the command, I put question mark and I can figure out the command. You see, enable. But when I did, you might have noticed I did not type enable. I was typing only en. You know why? In this list of commands, just en, if I type, it knows that enable because there is no other command with en. So your wish, if you want to type enable and hit enter, you see you are in the privileged mode. This is privileged mode. Privileged mode will have hash instead of greater than. Instead of greater than symbol, you will have hash. You are in privileged mode. Yeah. Now, you see, I'm going to do another way. I'm in the user mode now. I type E, it won't go in. Why? In the list, there are two commands starting with E. So the router is in confusion. Which E you are talking about? Are you talking about exit? Are you talking about enable? There's a confusion. If you type simply E, there's a confusion. Or you type E and press tab button. Tab button is to do auto filling. It is not filling because you do not know what to fill, exit or enable. You don't know what to fill. But when I type en and press the tab button, it auto fills. I did not type this able. It came automatically. I want to show you again. En tab. That's it. Because it is very clear, it's very certain that you are trying to type enable because en, you typed en. There is no other command other than enable. So it filled the remaining character for me, right? I'm inside the privilege mode. Now I go again back, exit, en. I don't need to even press the tab button because it already understood that you want to type enable. Your wish. After typing en, if you want to confirm what it is going to take, press tab, and if you are sure, see, press tab to confirm. If you are sure, then you don't need to press tab also, hit enter. You are in the privilege mode now. So two modes we have seen. User mode, as soon as you log in, you will be in user mode. Why is that called as user mode? See, why this is called as user mode? If I would have enabled authentication, if I would have configured username and password, in this place, it will ask the user name and password. Only after I give the username and password, it will take me to this mode. That is why it is called as user mode. If authentication is failed, I will never see this place. Let me quickly show you that. You see, online console 0, login local, username Prem, password Venkat. Now you see, it will not show you the user mode until I provide the right username and password. Am I seeing router greater than symbol? No. I have to get authenticated first. PRAM. And when I type the password, it won't show even a dot. but I'm typing the password here. VENKAT. I'm in now. You see, only after giving the right credential, you are seeing this mode. That is why it is called as user mode. User mode, user execution mode, everything is same. Sometimes some people will call execution mode. Some will call user execution mode. Some will call user mode. All are same. You see, because I set the password and the username, it asks. Otherwise, it won't ask. But still, the mode is called as user mode. Yeah. Now, what is the command to go to privilege mode? En. Enter. I'm in the enable mode now. Now, you see the difference. You will have more commands to configure here. You see? More commands. You see, you have more also. You press again space bar. You see? You got a lot more commands. That's the difference between user mode and privilege mode. Even in this mode, you cannot do any configuration. You cannot configure anything in this mode, but you have privilege of verifying more things. That's why it is privilege mode. In fact, if you want to do any verification, you have to come to this mode only. We are going to do IP address configuration by going to another mode. From there, you cannot verify. For verification, wherever you are, you have to come back to this mode. That's why it is called as privilege mode. This is the only mode where you got the privilege of verifying things. Privilege mode. We have to come to this mode. For example, you see, I have configured username and password called Prem and Venkat. I want to verify it. If I am in this mode, Prem. In this mode, I cannot verify. I don't have the command to verify. See, I want to type something called show running configuration. The command is not available here. In that command only, I will be able to see what username and password is configured. The command is not available. You see, show. After show, I'm asking what all commands are available. There is no running. The word running is not listed here. So what I need to do is I need to go to privilege mode, which is also called as enable mode, because you are using the command enable. The privilege mode can also be called as enable mode. Privilege mode, what is the other name? Privilege mode, what is the other name? Please tell me. Enable mode. Enable mode. Okay. Now in enable mode, you see, show, put question mark, you have more options. In this, you will see running. Look at this. This is command I want to start. I hit the tab button. It filled the remaining character because there is no other command other than running config starting with R. There it is. Running. You see, there is no other command starting with R. So it filled the remaining character for me. When I hit enter and go down, you can see the username is Prem. The password is Venkat. For the console, whenever someone logs in, should go to the local database and check the user and password. Where is the local database? I showed you up. It is the local database. Local database, I've got username Prem, password Venkat. Okay. Now, my aim is not to teach you here the username, password, and all. I'm just trying to explain you the modes. Right now, we have learned two modes. In this, you should know at least one command. What is that? Enable. Enable. Initially you type no and then hit enter. You will be in the user mode, and then you say enable to come to this privilege mode. Now we have come to the privilege mode. What is next? In the privilege mode, I can only verify. If I want to do configuration, I need to go to the configuration mode. See, easy to remember. If you put question mark here, you can see that. You see configure. It will take you to configuration mode. Now type configure and then put question mark. There is only one command. So even if you don't type, it will take. See, terminal. What do you mean to type? Yes, that is one way. Or you can type yourself configure terminal or configure T. Config T, all are same. So it is bringing you to another mode. You see the bracket, configure mode, configuration mode. Right now you are inside the configuration mode. Configuration mode. From the privilege mode, you have come to configuration. In this place also, you can do only limited configuration. Whatever is global to the router, you can configure here. See, the configuration for the entire router, not to a specific interface. The router may have the interfaces, and each interface needs different configuration. That is interface mode. Whatever is global, that is router mode. That is global mode. Okay, see here, not router mode, global mode. I'm going to give a name to the router. I'll say host name. Don't give any space between host and name. It's single word. Host name. Single word. Host name. Give a name. I would like to name it as router A. You see? Don't give space. You need to put some hyphen or something. So router A, you see, the name is changed to RTRA when I hit enter. So immediately it impacts the config. Next. We need to go to the interface to assign IP address. I cannot put IP address here. Whatever is global for the router. See, assigning IP address, is it global for the router? No. It is specifically for this particular interface. This router may have another interface also like this. I may have another switch here. So the router may be connecting to another interface. You see? So this interface needs one IP address. The other interface will have another IP address, different IP address. So whatever is global, hostname is a global one, isn't it? This hostname is common for this interface as well as this interface. ரவுட்டருக்கு பொதுவான விஷயங்களை இந்த மோட்ல கன்ஃபிகர் பண்ணணும். அதுக்கு தான் அந்த மோடு பேரு குளோபல் கன்ஃபிகரேஷன் மோட்னு பேர். But if you wish to configure IP address to particular interface, you have to go like this. Interface, and what is the name of the interface? G000. G000. And put the IP address here. IP space address 10.0.0.10 255.0.0.0. That's it. See, this is called as interface mode. If You cannot come straight to the interface mode. First, you need to go to the privilege mode from the user mode and type the command config terminal. You will be in the global configuration mode. In the global configuration mode, you type the specific interface name to get into the interface mode. Right now, I'm in the interface mode. Whatever I configure, it is only for that interface. It's not for global. Now, for safety, the interface will be in down state. So you have to say no shutdown, meaning you bring the interface up. See, as soon as I say no shutdown, it is coming up. It is coming up. You have to say no shutdown. Don't forget to type no shutdown. Now, I want to verify. You cannot verify in this mode. Why? I told you all the verification should be done in the privilege mode. But I have come 2 steps forward from the privilege mode. I have come 2 steps forward from the privilege mode. If I want to go to privilege mode, I have to go 2 steps backward by typing exit, exit. Now I'm in the privilege mode. This is one way. The other way is, you see, I'm going back to the interface. Now I have to go 2 steps backward. Instead of typing 2 times exit like this, you can simply type another command, end. See, it takes directly to the privilege mode. End command. It is not taking you to user mode, it is taking to the privilege mode. Wonderful, good. So this is the place where we can verify. What I want to verify? I want to verify whether I have assigned the IP address on interface G000 correctly. The command is show IP interface brief. Show IP, and I see, you can see that I have not typed full command. I just type int and press tab button. And then I have typed br and then tab button. Look at this. On G00, the IP address is assigned and the interface is not down, it is up. I told you for security it will be down like this. But when I type no shutdown, the command no shutdown will bring it up. All right. Now, if you want to save this, type WR. WR is nothing but write to memory. You can type this write to memory, or you can keep it short, WR. Hit enter. Both are same. Write to memory and hitting enter, and WR and hitting enter, both are same. Okay, so we have seen how to configure IP address by getting into 3 different modes. You see now, exit. Now I'm out of the router. If I hit enter, I have to enter the password username to see the user mode because I have set the username and password. You no need to do that because I have not taught you how to set username and password. That I'll be doing in our next class. Now I'm giving frame. Venkat. Now when you log in, it will come straight away to this mode. It won't ask you username and password. You see, this is the username. This is the host name that we gave earlier, and I'm going to say enable. I'm in the privilege mode and show IP interface brief, and I have IP address. So even if you shut down the router and turn it on, it will ask me the password because I have saved the password. It'll ask me to put the username. And you will see all my configuration will be there. I no need to redo it because I have saved it by typing WR. Yep. You're going to see it now. You see, it won't ask you question dialogue. Only first time it will ask you dialogue yes or no. If you have already saved some configuration, it will come straight here to the user mode. Print and Venkat. I am now in the user mode. Enable show IP interface brief. I can see. Now, I want to test whether I'm able to ping from this computer to the router. I'll go to this computer now and ping 10.0.0.10. What is the IP address of the PC? 10.0.0.1. What I am pinging? I'm pinging my gateway. I'm pinging my router. Look at this. I'm able to ping. I'm getting reply from. So both guys are able to talk. They both are talking. See, send packet is 4, received packet is also 4. There is no loss. We are able to ping from here to here. Ping is happening. All right. I want you to do this.